What if phobias are made from how you died in a past life? If this would be true, how did you die? Killed by spiders during a speech? Just died during a speech? Either someone vomited spiders on me, or I vomited spiders, or the spiders vomited on you. Apparently a snake was involved on the day I went to school without my pants. A trouser snake, coincidentally. Killed by the darkness. Their music wasn't that bad. By being eaten by a duck. Do you happen to have that one phobia involving ducks always watching you somehow? Cuss, that's what it sounds like. Edit. I've had Reddit for one day and the single comment that's gotten the most attention is a question about anatidophobia, or whatever the duck it's called. Social phobia, so I guess I was lynched or something, or Mary Turner's unborn child. I died of death. Patient name, Pineapple00. Cause of death, death. An aquatic animal came through the drains and bit me while I was pooping. Edit. Some of these replies are the stuff of nightmares. They should have given you some privacy. Sucked into some kind of hydro system with turbine, like dams. Pitch black, drowning, chopping. Hash chuck chuck chuck. Because I have autism, I had a lot of really bad irrational fears as a kid, all of which are gone. I'm 21 now, which either means one of three things. 1. In a past life, I heard a loud vacuum cleaner, got a heart attack and died. 2. In a past life, I saw an exit sign, got a heart attack and died. 3. In a past life, I heard the THX logo on full blast, got a heart attack and died, and sort of makes sense, because I was born in the late 90s. I like hash 2. Do you remember at all what it was about the exit sign that made it scary? Being out on open ocean with no land in sight. That is mine as well. I work on boats, love being out in the ocean, I scuba dive, free dive, all that. Yet I get major heebie-jeebies thinking what will happen if I slip one day and nobody notices. I never go somewhere on a boat alone because of it. Death by any and all social interaction, I guess. / sees person / o duck / dies / Drowning. I already had the feeling I died like that before. I remember feeling that in my bath when I was 6. Weird. Do you know your birth story? Sometimes babies can get stuck in the birthing canal or trapped with the umbilical cord around their neck and start suffocating. Or sometimes they have a bit of amniotic fluid left over in their lungs, which could feel like drowning. Besides, I really think that a traumatic birth could also be the cause of some people's claustrophobia. Falling from a high place. Thetona Jerlin Reddit 5 fell from a high place. It was a rainy Tuesday afternoon. The concrete was wet with a mixture of water and blood as my body lay cold and rigid in an alleyway. I couldn't move, at least, not anymore. My eyes stare ever upwards, watching the rain fall from the light grey clouds above. A droplet falls into my eye and leaks out the corner, running down my face and onto the cracked concrete below. I was alone. Completely, utterly alone. Lying there for days, I hadn't seen a single soul come by. But I feared what had found me in the meantime. I could feel every single little movement. Every single little wretched thing, both outside and inside. The wiggling of the maggots in my stomach, the countless flies and spiders that made my body their home. I could feel every single leg move on every single inch of my body, hyper aware of their existence on my person. Death is a curse, for sure. But if I'm ever reborn, I swear that I shall never let another insect near me ever again. Even if I were to burn in hell or rot in a shallow grave. As long as I never encounter these demons spawn again. That's the spirit. Public toilets. I really don't want to know the details. I also hate them because they're dirty as shiz, but I think in a past life we got bullied and got the old head into toilet tactic, but we got stuck inside the toilet and the bully couldn't get us out, making us drown. My biggest fear is mice, so I'm guessing the Black Death is what got me. The Black Death didn't come from mice but from rats. Man, I've thought of this before. My second biggest fear is dying in a plane crash. And my first biggest fear is surviving a plane crash in the open ocean just floating on top of a piece of rubble on top of thousands of feet of water. I respect your fear, however I know a dude who survived exactly that. He then went on to become a pilot and crashed again in a river. Tom Hanks. Ducking over ripe bananas. Wouldn't it be easier to duck under ripe bananas as they are still firm? How does one die from commitment? Commitment to a dangerous person, which lead to your untimely demise. People, just people, relatable. By falling down the stairs. I'm so afraid of stairs for no reason, and I'm often trapped at the top of them in my dreams, because I'm too afraid to climb down. OMG, me too. I've never met a person that was scared of stairs like me. I also have full-blown panic attacks on escalators at the mall and am also afraid of the elevator shafts. I remember as a kid, 12 maybe, I went to King's Dominion and was going up these huge high steps to get to the roller coaster. Midway through I literally froze and could not move from my fear. The staff had to come up and carry me down. I've never been on a high roller coaster since then, and in 2 months I'll be 36 SMH. Edit. I've also googled deaths by elevators, and there's been quite a few. So it's not so irrational after all. Drowning in milk. Sounds like a dream to me. Killed by puppets. Or at least was beaten to death by someone with puppets on their hands. Or perhaps I was strangled with marionette string. Point is, I don't like puppets. Obey your master. Master of puppets, I'm pulling your strings, twisting your mind, and crushing your dreams. Blinded by me, you can't see a thing. Just call my name cause I'll hear you scream. Master. I have generalized anxiety disorder and OCD, so I guess I have been killed in every way humanly possible. You've lived so many lives. You've lived all the lives. Killed by an elevator snapping inside of a plane lol. Yup, that sounds about right. Duck elevators lol. Bees. BZZZZZZZZZZ. Murdered in a dark alley by someone I thought I could trust. Batman. Edit. I just realized Batman's parents were murdered, not Batman. Killed by spiders, flies, and various insects while falling off a cliff right after giving a speech in the dark about being insignificant. Alone. Killed by tornado spiders while being forever single. Died in a surgery. There is a phenomenon where anesthesia paralyzes you, but you can still feel everything. Would not recommend. I was killed by the werewolf in the Thriller music video. Bees, wasps, bumblebee, etc. Duck, I don't want to know how I died. You were a member of r/we had bees who took it a little too far. Drowning while being attacked by wasps after falling from a great height from an airplane. Also, the airplane was filled with spiders. Lethal injection. Duck needles. I'm with you on the needles phobia, but for me it's not about what's going in, it's about what's coming out. I've gotten to the point where I can get a vaccine without it ruining my day, but I have a full-blown panic attack and will probably faint if a doctor says I need a blood test. Duck you doc, my blood belongs in my body. I have a rare-ish blood type, and I know it's an irrational response to a normal medical procedure, so I've been trying to get over this fear by donating blood when I can, but it's so hard, and it wrecks me for the day. Killer clowns. I was an astronaut then, I think. Maybe shot or eaten by worms and spiders. I think I might have trypophobia. Don't search it, it's disgusting. And maybe arachnophobia. I have trypophobia and I googled it once. Felt my skin crawling for weeks afterward. When I died, there was no afterlife. No reincarnation. No nothing. I was confused as hell when I was reborn with this fear. You know those weird bumpy ceilings? I was afraid of them as a kid. I thought I'd float up like a balloon and be popped on them. I wonder what in the hell could have happened to lead up to that situation. Damn. Maybe you got impaled in a spiky chandelier. I had half a colonoscopy yesterday because I have a major phobia of medical procedures, so I freaked out big time halfway through. So I guess in my past life I died from traumatic butt stuff. Why were you awake during that procedure? Getting poked in the eye with an umbrella. Someone stabbing my inner elbows. Died in the ocean while giving a speech to the other riders upside down with a small dog as my coaster buddy in a roller coaster while holding a mirror. Seems about right. Blancmange. Thunderstorms. Big thunderstorms. Freaking terrifying. I find them relaxing honestly. Was sent to Australia as a prisoner and was told eaten alive by redback spiders and every other weird spider that they have. Eels. Dunno what exactly they did, but they did something. It's amusing to me the way people try and combine all their phobias into one singular death event. I'm afraid of living a meaningless life, so my guess is that at some point I died in poverty. I'm afraid of spiders, so maybe I was bitten by one. I'm terrified of taking medicine. Maybe I was poisoned. I'm terrified of drowning, and I've never successfully been able to learn how to swim, so that one seems self-explanatory. To be honest, I don't even enjoy being in the water that much. Being near it is fine I suppose, but if someone pushed me into water over my head, I would absolutely drown. This could also have to do with the fact that I've almost drowned due to negligence and abuse twice though. Maybe drowned in a lake and get eaten by fish alive. I'm so scared of fish, even just the small ones that you find in a glabole. Bro same. Never met anyone else with that fear. I've been working on doing a kind of exposure therapy for myself. I watch YouTube videos of aquarium hobbyists. It's helped a little bit, since on screen they don't bother me as much anymore, but in person I still can't manage. I have a phobia of exhaust fans. The kinds in bathrooms. I will go into a full-blown panic attack, despite having a decent hold on my anxiety and years of therapy. I'm not afraid of something coming through the vent, or someone watching. It's the hole in the roof, the hollow space, the fan itself, the grate of the cover, and the ducking sound. The sound alone is enough to set me off. Bonus points if I can feel the pressure change. I can cope with regular vents in public bathrooms, for example, and holes in roofs, though they used to be equal to fans. I can cope with pipes and ceiling fans, bedrooms, ECT, and generators and speakers. It's those damn bathroom fans that will have me rocking and crying on the floor. Exposure works to an extent. The house I'm living in has a fan above the toilet with a single switch system. It took me 2 weeks to be able to use said toilet with the door closed, and now I'm fine. But I cannot look up at it. If it sounds different, if the pressure and sound change, I go into blind panic until I can talk myself down. Why? I have no idea. Now that's a phobia. Ducks following me. Ducks are weird. They always spy on me. Edit. Was attacked by a duck when I was 6 years old. I died in a loud underwater machine. Specific, but I'm terrified of machines in water. Specifically hearing them underwater. Even listening to the jacuzzi jets gets me. Guess I fell into a hydroelectric dam or something. Making a speech held near the edge of a cliff where I was attacked by a spider and fell off the cliff. Damn. I died by spiders eating my brain in the dark. 10,000 feet in the air. I fell off of something. Death by death. Llamas? Maybe I was stabbed 37 times in the chest. Spiders. Answering stupid question. Being killed by gay people. I was doxxed, harried, and permanently associated with a crime I never committed. To death. Killed by holes. A gecko fell on me, and I died from fear-induced heart failure. A slug must have somehow pushed me off a cliff. Must have died by falling in the ocean, while being devoured by spiders. I died in ocean, while bugs eat me. Died in a narrow place. Monkeys. I died by monkeys. Just typing this is wigging me out. I tragically died alone. I have a fear of driving over a bridge with water underneath it, and my car going off the bridge. So I may have died that way. Being on a sinking boat. Lots of spider deaths here. Somehow, someway, killed by moths. Killed by a frog while thinking I could get high from licking him. My family found my secret stash of girl clothes. Kidnapped and had something injected into me. I choked to death while talking to a girl. An army of expressionless, unfeeling, frilly porcelain dolls got me. Oh my, you watched until the end? That's fucking awesome, dude. Thanks for watching.